minus 10 minutes.
Mic test 1 2. So
T minus 9 minutes.
we are going live in approximately 8 minutes. So guys, be prepared. Be patient with me. We are going live soon as possible and start this.
T minus 8 minutes. T minus 7 minutes. T minus 6 minutes. T minus 5 minutes. T minus 4 minutes. T minus 3 minutes. T minus 2 minutes. T minus 1 minute. T minus 50 seconds. T minus 40 seconds. T minus 30 seconds. T minus 20 seconds. Ten, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 0.
Good evening, guys. Welcome to my first live stream. So basically, this live stream will be very short, not long enough. So we will talk about few things there about the installation of the software and the setting of the preferences, and maybe perhaps we get for talk about also the preference setup, or we can talk about that in another live stream. So we can start with the beginning of let me say the story of Affinity, how Affinity starts. Affinity, briefly, a software really don't exist, as I've said earlier on my other videos, for a very long time now, and for almost 15 years. So, and me not an Affinity expert, but I've been using graphic design tool for a very long time. So when a new tool come and get the same features of the tool where they use for me design purpose and projects, I was able to adapt within a short time. So, and Affinity, I find as the program where we say na program where get lots of the features and lots of other things where I mean the dream of when it comes to software, we go do certain things or effects or certain masking properties and certain other things in Photoshop, and certain other things where we say Illustrator they do, we I want it inside Photoshop, but however go day inside Photoshop. So pass I get for do go inside Illustrator, go do the work and copy the vector inside Illustrator, then go paste them inside Photoshop as a smart object, so I'm able for double click and edit them again inside Illustrator. So yeah, the disadvantages are a lot, but also there are lots of advantages when using the Adobe program. So basically, in the nutshell, if I try for use the software we write for the project, so no try for go do vector work in a raster software. So yeah, you get for be smart enough for try for understand the difference between the softwares and try for understand which one does which and which one does the other. So but Affinity can solve that problem we are gonna get when it comes to switching softwares, working into vector and pixel programs all on the inside one program, and also layout we have been to do once in a while. We in Adobe InDesign. I will use Adobe InDesign for layout projects. Yeah. So this is now a brief history about my story with Affinity. I start to use Affinity on the day we launch. Within few days, I will even hesitate for using, but when I watch the live stream again from Canva, so I was sold. So now I give it a try, then I try for know the ins and outs of this. Then later I start for see tutorials. Then within a week I've adapted to the software, and I don't able for and know waiting I be doing inside Photoshop and Illustrator. The constraints are still able for get them inside of Affinity, so my workflow no get constraints when it comes to getting the work done as quick as possible. And by using Affinity, you're able to save time a lot. And the same thing with Photoshop and Illustrator they do, the same thing Affinity they do, and also you get InDesign. And one of the other things then where people know they talk about now, it gets a persona way now also like Lightroom where they retouch raw photos. Yeah, so you're able for edit your photos them just like where they edit your photo shoot pictures them inside of Photoshop. So it's very unique so you're able to do a lot of things. So when you want for work into vector, you switch software. So basically this now the backstory about the journey in Affinity, and also my passion for teach and make other people also benefit from waiting a sabi. So, and my story it come a long way, but that could be for another live stream, because yeah, we'll go deep now into the live stream. So basically we use like 2 minutes for talk about waiting na the requirements them of the Affinity. I go post the requirements later in the comment section, so you could know how well Affinity will work with your computer. So basically you will need like minimum of 8 gig and the bare minimum. So but the recommended minimum is 16 gig RAM. So CPU, because then modern software they also require a lot of CPU, and nowadays we computer manufacturer then don't they create computers then we get CPU and also NPU. So the NPU now a neural processor, it process AI stuff and other AI calculations and all, because right now most of the software then can come with language models where you can perform tasks them quickly. Then they utilize the GPU, the CPU and the NPU at the same time. So if you do on Mac, and obviously they get that much difficulty, especially if you do on the Apple Silicon, the M chips from M1 now to M4 to M5. But if you do on Windows, yeah, that's not the issue when it comes to the bare minimum. So you know we'll get constraints for download. So you know we'll get constraints for edit your photos them, especially the background remover, you know, can built into the app. You could download the language model, and that one day you get for the user and you get for the consumer a lot of CPU resource, especially during the first week where the user they consume a lot of CPU resource. But when it don't they become used to your machine and the type of selection the way they do, according to my observation personally, it will be like less heavy on the CPU and all. So basically where you want for use Affinity, you go na affinity.studio. You go na affinity.studio and enter and press enter. So it come na this page here, so you can see the buttons then for download on Mac or for download on Windows. So if you do on Mac, you just do download and download for Mac OS. If you do on Windows, for Windows now we don't get a lot of other one them winner for Windows ARM, Windows X8 and x86. So we get different. So if you look at the other one also for Mac, you see fully optimized for Mac OS, runs natively on Apple Silicon and Intel. So they don't optimize them for both Apple Silicon and Intel, but it's more smoother on Apple Silicon, the M chips. Then on Windows also, some people and don't they report bugs and yeah, but I should say on the latest Affinity up, I think they don't give another 3.2.0 update, but this is not the latest version. So for Windows, Affinity runs fast even on mid-range machine, not so low-end or mid-range machines. But if you get dedicated GPU, you know, NVIDIA or this other one, I don't forget them. But recommended NVIDIA GPU. So for if you get now NVIDIA 1080, 1050, take them up, yeah, it will work, yeah, because the software they are also then very packed and the effects then will be very much heavy on the machine of itself. Yeah, so after we don't download them, because myself download me on Affinity and also, and you will see you will download and the program around like 1 gigabyte if I'm not mistaken, but the Windows Union not that much heavy than the Mac. So basically after we don't download Affinity you dey go through the installation process. There I just show you. You can install my applications in quick. The application, Affinity application. Okay, hold on, let me uninstall this quickly. Then I show now how to install them, because it gets a login process because it's connected to Canva. Okay, let me uninstall me on Affinity first, then we go do the installation. Okay, so basically they are open me on inside the downloads folder. Okay, so when you don't download them, you go to the download folder or whatever site you save them, then you will click on the, in this case now Mac, so you click on the DMG file, then you get this pop-up. So this pop-up now I'm going to show you the installation process for Mac. Oh my god, the Windows there. Okay, so you click on the logo, they just drop inside the icon, they go enter the application. Okay, so we don't install them. Then you double click, you see the pan register now, then you verify the installation. Then you click on open. So the software they begin activate now. Okay, let me bring the software here. So for me, on we don't install them first, and I be don't do the registration and all, and do the the email thing. I will don't already do me on the sign in. So basically, not that difficult. I be on for sure now for do the sign in, but it's not that difficult. People let me I don't introduce to the software, I don't do their own installation and registration, because the registration, it prompts you before you even start to use the software, and the software are completely free. Okay, so yeah, this is it. Where you want for use Affinity. This is not the home page, but before they come to the home page, there are some topics then we will discuss today. And we move on. Okay, so after we don't sign in, now we come to preference. Let us see what's in the preference side. So on Mac, because specifically I work on Mac, so most of the things then we are explain now, so they work on Windows. So it come to Affinity, or I think on the other side of Windows, maybe it will come under somewhere under edits and preferences or settings or something like that. But for Affinity, but for Mac, they come under Affinity, they come under settings. So you come under settings and click on the settings. So you see this pop-up they come. So this pop-up where they come, now you go like show you the settings then. So we can go through the settings same way I recommend for you set. So we can walk through all of them while so take go down. So then settings that's what I work with. Yeah, so this now the general tab, machine learning, color tab, the performance, the interface, the tools, shortcuts, assistants, Photoshop plugin we'll go talk about on another video. Yeah, so this now the plugins the way if you been get inside Photoshop you'll be able to import them also. Then the abbreviations, this is not that much important. Then filler text, all the while so that not much important. Support software updates itself, you can set them on automatic, so they can talk about each and every one. So on general tab, when it comes to the documents section, if you always click on reopen documents on startup, what in this mean where the like if lights don't go, you work on desktop or your machine freeze, then all of a sudden you lost the the software crash and quit, we the open and you like open the documents name will be open, similar to Photoshop. It gets that kind of feature there. Yeah, then also under general on documents, switch studio based on file type, like we open .pst file, it open under the pixel persona, it open under the pixel persona. Okay, so we open a vector file, it will open inside the vector persona, so you no need for like for allocate the file type based on the persona where they work. So for vector persona you get all of them other them vector tools them here. So when you switch to pixel, it gets the other tools there. The way you switch to layout, it gets the other tools them here, so different tools them. So we still in at the vector persona. So basically we open a file, the software will automatically recognize that file there and switch the file to the studio way it's supposed for day. If not a photo you open, it will go straight to the pixel. If not a vector file you open, for example SVG or EPS, it will go straight to the vector. Or if not a PDF or a layout design, it comes straight to layout. So you will toggle this on. Then also on documents, limit initial zoom to a maximum of 100. You left arm off, because if you limit the zoom to 100%, you're not able for scroll and zoom, forget detail adjustment you want for do. Then this other one, hide file extension, this been there on. I don't know what in this one they do, so they'll just forget about that the first. Then automatically update linked sources when modified externally. Like for example, when you do mockup on Affinity, like you get a master file, so that master file now you don't place when you want for place an image, for press Control Shift or Command Shift and M for place that .af.affinity file. So that file there, it is adjustable at any time. So when you place that .af master file inside of a mockup, whether you copy now, you adjust them, you can able to set the artboard way for the and that mockup day. So later I'll get to talk about that they all. So basically this is just like Photoshop. When you open mockup, you don't place your file, you click on save, it will update under. But for Affinity, you don't need for like press Control S. So we don't place, like you don't make a placeholder when like a master file, they double click, especially for an EPS vector file. You don't change the color, you just need for click on the X button for close that document. It will automatically update on the other side. So basically this one means, so for update linked resources, not only the .af file, it can also be another one like .aps or other one that we I'll cover from this live. Then save thumbnails with documents. So this now we save the file, the original file .af na your computer. If your computer they get a preview of that document, the like for example, I'll show you now. So the like these documents we I don't work on, if I go on my desktop just now, I go watch inside the file, then I preview and I show this thumbnail. So this then call a thumbnail, then I the preview of the file we don't open. Okay, then The next one, we will talk about what else. Okay, so this you will toggle on automatic automatic updates on linked resources when modified externally. Okay, then enable save over imported PSD file. This one you also are not discovered, so as I say, me not to Affinity expert, so the thing where I don't use now the type for display. So okay, we are done with the document side. This now only the essentials, so not toggle on what you don't need to do. Okay, so on the text side, this now all the one the way see also on. Just pause the video, learn what time. So normalize breaks on copy plain text, just fill them on. We get for get series of short videos, we get for explain all the way also. Okay, then insert filler text as text, toggle them on, then import PSD text as text. So this one in I understand where you import your PSD, because Affinity they open a PSD file. So when you open the PSD file, it reserve all the layers then, according to my observation. It reserve all the layers then where you get even the adjustment layers then where you get inside of Photoshop documents where you don't create, then you import inside Affinity. Those some other like the strokes can like deformed pass you get for adjust them inside Affinity, but each and every layer property will be imported. So even the text, so in this case text, so you're able to edit that Photoshop document inside of Affinity. Text and miscellaneous. Okay, so copy items as SVG, just toggle them on. Okay, you get for cover them on. So prefer to keep selection after delete, just toggle them on. And this other one discard them, just left them like this. And I think this now for iPhone images, if you want for edit them, then they refine the depth maps, so just toggle them on. Import PSD smart objects when possible. So if you can get smart object inside of your Photoshop document, you go toggle this on, so you will forget like the property of that smart object. If you can get an adjustment on that way then call, you will be able for see them inside of Affinity again. Then this one is optional. If you want for send you usage and performance data to Affinity, you can click, so Affinity will be able for upgrade the software and know the loopholes and the bugs within the software. Yeah, but if you don't have for send them, you can still toggle them off. Yeah, but me prefer for later on. Still under the general tab. So scrolling down, so let me just cover the basics. When it comes to this now machine learning, so if you count the pixel, we will see this one also. If you are like box, then it gets, but now this tool, now the one we get is machine learning model. So if you get an M silicon, we get NPU, GPU, and CPU. You go select, but if you select CPU only, CPU go work. Then CPU and GPU they work go less. Then CPU and neural engine also. But if you select everything together, they work the fast. It able to get a precise selection of the subject you decide for select. Yeah. So you go toggle them on if you get them. But if not only CPU you get, the machine will suffer. Like I said earlier, if I make sure the machine are from like you get CPU from 10th generation. If not laptop you use, because Windows laptops get one problem. If you not connect them to the external power source, you connect the charger. If you not connect the charger, the CPU not get the amount of wattage where you're able for for perform. So Windows then gets that problem there, but for Mac, if you get Mac laptop, and obviously you go experience that issue there. So if na CPU no more come appear, you go put on, but if na CPU and GPU you get also, you go put on. So you go just make sure you get the best setting also, and also you go strain so much you get for use the Pixel Persona, because the Pixel is very heavy. Okay, then it go prompt you for make an installation also, because me I don't install me on now, so you know get for show me again for install. So segmentation, this now I'm able for use the object selection tool inside of the Pixel Persona. When in this you get other the brush and other stuff. So segmentation, then depth estimation, that one all na premium. So if you get Canva premium, you go pay like $12 per month, so you go cover on another video also. Yeah, but the workflow no that much you need the premium, because the tool they offer everything we need. Yeah, so we don't cover machine learning models. Then we come under the color tab. So the color tab, you go pause the video, all line setting that way this is so, and also just make sure you apply the settings there also. But most of them it can come as default, so you go make sure if you own are the same as me own. Okay, so all levels, so then you go leave this toggle on. Then also when assigning working profile to unprofiled files. So like if you want to change file from CMYK, if you done your edit in RGB, then you want for convert them to CMYK, similar to the prompt we can get inside of Photoshop, where you want for change the color mode of your document. You get the prompting if you rasterize or you flatten the file, so you can get the option for select yes or no. Yeah, so I believe in this case that. So but may not get that toggle on this, so for toggle I'm now, because I'm not gonna get that one in there, but this is in the queue that one in the when it comes to for mistakenly switch your document, because I think where you save the documents there is no going back. So it is what it is. Then lastly, convert open file to working space. Okay, toggle on. Then one, okay, that's all. Then all the other settings also you go left them like out in this one. Yeah, because most of them settings also involve when you want for do some other high level stuff. So then color stuff that also you go left them, everything I call it software just now you begin design, they put blue and green they come out. Yeah, it's unnecessary. So when it comes to performance, this is the main side. So the performance side, when it comes to this, hold on, let me check if this live stream is total. I'll check if I get comments. Okay, because the internet is very, very slow. Okay, so if the live stream choppy, you can comment, let me know, so I will know waiting for them. Okay, all right, and let me go back to WinDepa. So the next we will talk about the performance. So the performance, when it comes to this, it's very important. RAM, memory. As we've been talking earlier, we say you need a bare minimum, like you need like 8 gig for start. If you're not a person who get passion for graphic design, you want for touch the tools, but you will waste time too much. Design where you go use 20 minutes to do, you will take about 2 hours. So basically, the more your machine good, the more the faster you work. So in this case, I get 24 gig unified memory, where the system they use as the GPU, system RAM, and also the system RAM. So it's very fast. So the disk usage warning. Okay, I believe say if you get a low storage, this go very difficult, but you go find that you get an external drive. So you go you go allocate this one day. So you go allocate this one, but this. So then settings are so like how then this will just follow how then this will then you put them your machine when you reset the preferences. And the undo limit, like the Control Z, Control Z, Control Z, when you want for click, how many times you want for click Control Z when you don't do mistake. Yeah, but the history panel they for dandy, but this is very essential. Yeah, beyond it at 1024, but I don't know if you say possible mistake reach 1024 times, or you go on for undo 1024, keyboard go well, or you Control Z go fail. Okay, so the view quality, this one I've been seeing I'm inside of InDesign. So in InDesign it gets for if you get computer will not get much power, you go set them to low, but if you get a computer way very good, you will set them to best quality, because the GPU will do all the viewport calculations of all the effects, then you go render them sharply. Also the other side, let me go fast as possible. Dither gradient. So this one we're gonna talk about later, but when it comes to gradient, if you create gradients inside of Illustrator, where you don't create them, you see something like circles, like they create like ripples of circles, like where you throw a stone inside of river, so they see the circles in the spread like the waves, and you know what I mean. So it cause banding, they call them banding. So but when you click inside of Photoshop gets landed, but I don't know if you say I know see I'm inside Illustrator it. Sorry. So Photoshop get that feature there, but I know see I'm inside Illustrator. So we click on Dither gradients, we create gradients, you get a smooth transition in between the two colors there. Yeah, so I think that is it for this. Then when clipping, I don't know what it is they do, but let's just toggle them on and see later. And file recovery interval, this and for put them as low as possible. So we like to go, if you're not a desktop user, if you don't save something within 30 seconds, or maybe you not save the file, so maybe you will get a chance for recover a file. Okay, then if you're not Apple user, you use a MacBook. I think this not for owner, not to we really use Mac Mini. So this not a retina rendering. How best your MacBook you monitor the display, but this not for people that will get MacBook. Then this not the GPU compute when it comes to which I've been trying for talk now. So the viewport rendering, when it comes to if your machine forgets good GPU, to be really honest, you forget a good computer fully able for learn the tools. Somebody been telling me say as you go in the creative industry, you get for upgrade your stuff. So the faster you learn, the more if you try for get the for upgrade your machine. Sorry. So when you bring the work fast, the design fast, then you want for apply this effects here and there, but your machine will slow you down. Then you watch and the lights on go. it broke your creative seal and all. But yeah, let me try for the consider that there also for the upgrade your machine then. So we machine then will be as fast as the way we bring the process, the design where we want for do and execute. So Okay, I see two consistent viewers. I don't know whether are the viewers in there, but if you the view, please comment. Let us know see now you know that viewer there. Then two viewers then there. Okay. Also the user interface. This now the gray level when it comes to the background and all. Let me switch this off. Okay. So the background gray level, but this is not responding, but you see them dots there also. Then dots there also they indicate the minimum and the maximum range where they recommend, but you can go beyond or below. Okay, so then settings also now the sweet spots for me on liking, and if you increase them too much it will cause eye strain and all. Yeah, but now this optimal settings are the use, so you can copy the settings. Okay, we will close this tab. Then the user interface. The next we come to the tools and select all lens settings also we are put on. This now for laptops, yes, and this now for we really use Mac. Control plus show contextual tool menu. Okay, so just toggle I'm on. I'm lost here. Then this one I believe is on a laptop. Okay, then this now the shift. Okay, very good. So you know say in Adobe Illustrator where you want for switch, if for example there are the knife tool, the pencil tool, then the other like those say different tools then they inside like where they click, I don't know how they call it, but don't forget something like a hamburger menu, but the tools them stack inside, but then all get the same letter within the shortcut key. For example, when you press L inside of Illustrator, you get sorry, we press L somewhere on Photoshop or Illustrator, you get the ellipse tool. So that ellipse tool there, where you click, for example, shift, they click on L, it is cycle through all the tools them where they under the hamburger menu there, we get the assigned key of that shortcut there with an L. So basically, if you're not possibly a frequent Photoshop user or the Adobe suite, you go understand that's how they talk about. So I think now in this shift key modifier they use, so you're able for cycle through the tools then, but it's very easy in Affinity. For example, when I press U, I'm able to get access to all the tools then. So when you click on U, you're able to cycle through the main tools them, like the rectangle and the rounded rectangle and the ellipse. So you no need for press on shift for cycling through the tools them. So this one I toggle them off. Then this also use mouse wheel to zoom. No, I the whole alt instead for zoom. Now that's how I used to. So you left them settings there, so like how then they. This not for Mac, but it still work on Windows. Just left all the settings there, so like how then they. Okay. Then let's see what's next. Okay, shortcuts. So this one now you go through and try for see how you're able for set you essential shortcuts. Yeah, for come inside of the preference, like go enter so now Command K and set, because I don't use to inside of After Effects now Control K I can click, and also click on Control K inside of Illustrator. Yeah, so and the shortcut and the one in there for coming to the preference as quick as possible. So also yeah, you can play with all them also and see which one works best for you. You know, me say the exact one what they use nicer for you. Then assistant, basically for always the on. When you go through them, you're gonna see yes, these then are a set of commands where you go on like where you forbidden do. For example, let's take out Photoshop. Where you want for create or you want for apply a certain effect on layer. So Photoshop no go agree for apply that effect here because you need for create a smart object or waiting you rasterize that layer before you able for apply that effect. But Affinity make them very easy. So you're able for put on this assistant. So this assistant will able to help you for do all them things them day. So you just need more for focus on your design. You just need for where you want for create. Like if you want for use the brush, you just need for click on the brush and start for paint. It creates for you a new layer automatically. So you just go through all the assistant features there. So this is very important. Okay. Then Photoshop plugins we're not going to talk about, and then autocorrect we're not going to talk about, and maybe we'll talk about it later. But just left all the default settings there. Then you click this one. Let all layers to toggle on. Okay. Then what's next? Okay, abbreviation. There are also me they use the English of United Kingdom as United States. So you can choose whatever you already choose, the Chinese or the Indonesian keyboard language, or the Arabic or the French one, whatever works best. And also next we go on filler text. This now one way you see. Let me say you want to create a new text. And no one they look at this, maybe then just introduce into the new feature. But filler text, I suspect see this now like when you want to create a new text, where you click on the canvas, then you click, you know, see text can appear. So in the Photoshop and Illustrator software or other programs then now lorem ipsum can appear, so you can able for modify that placeholder there. Okay, but for this I believe say let me just set on to new text, then save as default. Okay, so we come on the next one, title exceptions. Just left them like I do so. But make sure say you go through your documents. Let me say the thing no like autocorrect something. We not for be autocorrect. Maybe you go write person a name, then the software will go automatically correct the person in name to something else. So you go through all the text and all within been done type inside documents we don't design. So linked services, Dropbox, or me know this service. Then software updates you will left them on daily. So maybe if your own version gets bugs, you will be able for like get a prompt for the update whenever then get a new update. Okay. Then also the other one there also okay, so this is not the final of the final. So if you don't do some settings then so if you say you don't do some settings the way you don't want for like it disturb your workflow, now also they reset everything. Okay, then all the settings that's what we don't do. If you know like you can come under reset user default. Yeah, but if you know one for reset the whole preference, you know, Affinity do I'm very smart. So if you don't set up your fields, you can able for reset them, but they give prompt before you reset. But I'm clicking on no. So this second one, if you don't get brush presets, but they don't box up and mix up, or you know like the one that we create, so you can reset everything. You can go to default. Then the next one also, this can call an object styles. We can get style of a layer where you don't get that layer there, like you don't create effect on that layer there. You get like something like a docking station. It is under the window panel where you create style from that layer there, the effects and the color and whatever you don't apply on that layer there. You go save that preset there, then call an object style. So later now you go click a new layer, then you apply that object style instead of wasting time again recreating that style we don't do. Then also text styles. When you want to do layout design, you get for create text styles. If you're not possible to use InDesign, you can understand, say yes, this is very important when it comes to creating large documents and making sure, say yes, everything stay consistent. So you create text styles, you will create a paragraph style, you will create a character style, then you will create lots of different styles. Yeah, so you font them and all. Though this I don't use it, I don't know what's in there for reset font. Okay, so I believe say this now at the end of how for set up your Affinity for make sure say your workflow go well. So basically these are my setup. Then next I say what's in the next on the board. Okay, after the preference we can talk about also the basically, because the light they can go off within 10 to 15 minutes. They can go off now. We can talk about the YSO that creates a new document. Yeah, so basically this is not the home page where you create an account. Now also they appear where you create an account. Now also the account they appear. Then you create we call this account connected to Canva account. Canva, they're very smart. They make the software free, so you go get a Canva account. Maybe later you will be prompted forget you want to use Canva, but you already get an account, so the process will be very easy. You don't need for procrastinate again for maybe, yeah, that's why. But then converge the sign-in process. You don't need for worry about cracked software or whatever. Yeah, so you just need for sign in. Okay, it's very simple. Then how for creating new documents. If you not be done create no documents yet, so so the thing then they appear, they are just simple. Okay, so when you want for creating new documents, Affinity gets a lot of presets where very essential for beginners, let me say, and also professionals. And also you can save files presets like this. Now a roll-up banner, so whenever I need for create a roll-up banner, I don't need for create again, so they can click. Even the color space, CMYK, everything don't set. So I just need for double click and start my design. I don't need for waste like 15 minutes for create my designs. You see the margins, I don't set up everything they work. We just save the presets. Then this now social media flyer design preset, and this now profile or maybe catalog design. Yeah, then this now maybe if you want for the logo design, you will use 1920 by 1080, but the most important part is now up here. You see all them presets there, so all they in vertical formats. Okay, so you will go through, you will see also after this, you will see them page sizes there, so you get from A3 now to A5, then letter size, then magazine, then you get page size in CMYK also, you get in RGB. So when you click on, you show you see this now in RGB 90. Then also, so you can know the color space where they work. Then also we can down, you go see the indicator, so page sizes in CMYK. So this now for print intention, where you want for print, then you will use let me say then preset there also. Okay, then you get you get photos. So this now other different thing. Me not to use this, so I don't know how they work, but it's there. And this now canvas for you. We not have person we not printer. Then you want for use. Then different type of canvas there also for create canvas design for print them and put them on a canvas physically. Then also social media portrait, see, but this one are low quality, but me on the way has set time it gets high pixel density. Okay, so you go through and see how best they are all they work. Okay, then this is now if you not UI designer or whatever, you go use them sizes there, or if you want for design for them type of phone device system, yeah, or tablet. Okay, then the most important part you have to try for mention is what you want for design this A3 in the horizontal format. You click on horizontal or vertical, so it is switch immediately. You don't need for can actuate now. So okay, so let me click on a new document. See, even the margins, the bleed setting, because waiting now print design documents preset setup. Now don't click, so then don't set up all of this. This now the bleed area inside the extended you photo or your background we get for prints, because then get for cursor area there. Yeah, so this now the safe area, everything is set up. So basically this I believe say we get for cover into this live stream. Then the next lesson we go be available tomorrow will be the lesson we now on the other lessons. I believe say the personas we go talk about the were also in few minutes. Sorry, let me look at if we get for cover any other thing. Okay, so basically let me just cover this other one. So we get, I think, 3 different sections of the program when it comes to the layout. So the first part now, so we call them toolbar. So me on I can always like with me layered in on my left section, so I go always get a glance of what's in the work at. Yeah, so if we see with the click, they will create a document like this. You see the thumbnail, it show you say yes, now these documents I need to work on right now. You see, they need to indicate. So we're not gonna go deep, they will not cover everything now. So so basically this is now the toolbar section. So the toolbar section now they cover the left part, and this program itself look like DaVinci Resolve. The dockings and not that much customizable like Photoshop or the Adobe programs. And they give Adobe that credit, say, yeah, because not only them two sections that also now get, yeah, because you're not able for pull this color tab. They will say this color tab come out. Then I want for dockam corner also. You see it's not a dock, so pass it go back to sign come out. So it's maybe then go solve them next later in the future. So okay, at the top we get the menu bar. So when you select this object, you see you get the contextual menu bar with the tools then they appear above. So this one it gets lots of other, like if you want to create this shape, it gets presets that up here where they use for create the shape with. Yeah, so yeah, this is it, the toolbar and the contextual toolbar. So let me say this, I can say it acts as like a pre-property, like the property of this layer. Instead of you can dig inside of here, you dig and search for the property in paragraph and this and that. If not text object you select, for example, let me click a text object like this. So you see you get the paragraph and the character panel it appear. So let's say we have this, they'll click on this, will get the object or the shape, the properties up here. So basically then call on contextual toolbar. Okay, then over here, so you go dock most of them here. So tomorrow again I will go live in the evening. Let's see how best we able for talk about the docking station, because it's almost getting late and I know I'm for cover 2 hours of live stream on this. Okay, so we'll go live maybe like 30 minutes and cover how for dock them station there, so you could get the optimal performance, and also how for set up your own personal studio, see Bars Studio, so you're able to know you're able to put your tools them where you want for work with, so you no need for switch again on a vector, pixel or layout. So you go able for take layout tools, put them inside that studio. They take vector and pixel tools we need for use, put them inside that studio. So you no need for be distracted by switching vector, pixel and layout, you know. So yeah, we get to talk about that also on the next live. So let me say thank you very much. This is the end of the live. Thank you for watching. Hope to see you next time. Okay, count of character panel and do the okay. So yeah, bye bye. Okay, see you tomorrow, guys. Thank you for staying through my 2 viewers. Bye.